Playing for this team, a lot of injuries at quarterback. They have to feel very good about the job they've done defensively against not only Richie Williams, but specifically Devon Fawkes, who has had a very quiet first half.
But Fawkes is the type of guy that can, as you saw last week, he had 10 catches for 200 yards in one half.
All right, let's go down to the sidelines and check in with Shannon Spake, who's got the coach.
Coach, you guys have not beat App State since 1998. Now you go into halftime 3 points up. Tell me how you're feeling right now.
I'll tell you what, I feel really excited. The defense is playing really well. We just got to do a better job in the kicking game to win this football game.
All right, thank you. Good luck, Coach.
Thank you, Shannon, very much. And Kent Briggs, you know how much he wants this thing. He wants it bad. We got halftime activities coming up from Cullowhee. 6-3 at the half. We'll be back right after this. And here in the mountains of Cullowhee tonight. Now I have no problem with Shannon putting the gloves on. I thought she went a little early with the gloves, but now I think it's okay. And this second half, Western Carolina knows what they have in front of them. They're 30 minutes away from attaining something that I don't know that they actually drink from that jug. I can't imagine that they. I know that they just want to kiss it and hold it. And if you're App State, you got to get more offense. And as Coach Moore said, get it to 22 more. As Roush kicks it off and Western takes it on the 5. Alford gets it up, misses one tackle, and he's got room, and he trips up at the 38-yard line. T. Alford almost broke that. It looked like he was stopped cold at about the 20, and he gives Ben Swigert and the Western offense good room to go to start the second half, Rod.
And T. Alford is the 100-meter, the defending 100-meter champion in the Southern Conference. If he gets into the clear, he will score on you. He is by far the fastest player on the field. But he just falls over his own feet. He was so excited when he got into the clear that the motor revved up and the feet weren't catching up, and bang, he's on the turf. I
think I recall you, whatever NFL helmet it was that you're wearing any particular year, doing that after a pick. So excited you just fell down.
That's happened to me several times.
On first down, Swigert is able to swing that out for what looks to be virtually no gain. They might have lost a yard right there. Xavier Goddard, who hadn't done much offensively in this first half. A lot of screens in these 4 and 5 wide sets, Rod. Do you like that?
Well, it works fine when you're playing against a team that's not accustomed to seeing that kind of offense. But I'll tell you what, though, when you're playing against a team that also runs a spread offense, it's going to lend them to defend it much faster.
Well, it doesn't help when Kevin McAlmont, your offensive lineman, makes the tackle on you.
Yeah.
Fudge right there had a pretty good first half, had the huge carry on their first possession, and a good first down carry.
I'll tell you what, Gary, when number 77, Wendell Singletary, the 6'7", 280-pound junior offensive lineman for Western, starts moving down the field and knocking defensive backs down, secondary after the play's over, and he's high-fiving his teammates, that's a bad sign if you're an App State defender. When the linemen start celebrating, somebody on your defensive front is getting their tail feathers beat off. So we got big number 7, he knocks his guy down, gets down the field, knocks somebody else down, then clips a cornerback late in the play.
You can see that a first down for Western. This drive will continue on their 49-yard line. You mentioned Wendell Singletary. Yeah, he's big, 6'7", and 300 pounds. For just under 300 at 280 from Whiteville, North Carolina, a junior. And, you know, when you talk to these coaching staffs, they honestly believe that the core, with a few exceptions, including Devon Fawkes, these young men, a lot of young players, a lot of underclassmen on the field today, they'll be playing against each other on both sides for the next couple of years. Fudge again on the delayed draw, gets across the midfield stripe, and he's down the Appalachian State 48-yard line.
It would not surprise me at all if Western Carolina coach Ken Briggs got into there at halftime and said, listen, guys, we're going to win this football game by making it as physical and uncomfortable on App State's defense as we possibly can. Expect a lot of run. Put your chin strap on tight. Rub some dirt on it because this game is about to get nasty. We're going to stop taking chances with our offense. We're going to try to pound it.
Swigert on 2nd and 7 is back in the shotgun. Fudge was a lone back. He comes out of the backfield, and they dump it off to Fudge, who cuts it back toward the middle. He's got a first down and much more. Down to the Appalachian State 32-yard line. And repeatedly today, Darius Fudge, the 6'1", 185-pound sophomore out of Riverdale, Georgia, has done a real good job cutting back.
Well, the quarterback, Swagger, does a great job of recognizing the defense. It is a cover 2 scheme. The inside linebackers are going to turn away from the interior of the defense. There's a big hole right there in the middle of the field. All he's got to do is pop it in there to his running back, and Fudge is doing a great job of making the first tackler miss.
Wow, gaudy numbers, over 10 a carry, and a lot of it on that first quarter carry for 48 yards. Fudge again, not much doing there. He gets it down to about the 30-yard line.
With numbers like that, why don't you just feed him and feed him and feed him? I mean, give him the football, let him take control of this let him take control of the game. The pass call against that cover 2 defense really wasn't designed to throw the ball to the perimeter. That was designed to get the ball to Fudge on the drop down, on the check down, and let him make some plays.
And just as we talk about Darius Fudge, he leaves the game a little shook up. Nicholas Wishart comes in the lone back set. And they're going to run the reverse, and there is room to run, and he's got blockers out front. He's down to the 15, down to the 14-yard line. Michael Reeder, who has not done much at all in this game, has been very, very quiet. Young man who's got eligibility left, even though he's listed as a senior. This probably won't be his last battle for the jug, but a big play on the reverse.
Where is the App State contain? What are we doing out there? I mean, not only do we not have contain, but our safety can't get over there in time to make the tackle. He's down the field with 2 blockers on him. That is an outside linebacker's job to turn that play back inside.
Western will go 1st and 10 on the 14-yard line. Very, very impressive opening drive. Delayed draw again. Wishart on the carry, and he's going to take it down to about the 12-yard line.
And if you're Western Carolina, there's no hurry here. I mean, why would you want to give App State the ball back? Just let that clock run down. Let that defense stay on the field. They don't want to be out there. They're dead last in the conference. They're giving up 32 points a game, App State is. Just keep grinding on it. Make it as physical and nasty and long and uncomfortable experience as you possibly can. There's no hurry.
I formation, John Bush, the up back. Wishart stays in at the tailback. And another bubble screen, and that ball was in the air. Xavier Goddard allowed that ball to get through his hands. He looked like he had room to run, but not only that, that ball hung up in the air a little bit, Rod. That could have gone the other way.
Yeah, you got to make the grab here, though. I mean, this is a good pass. Swagger delivers the ball right on time. It's a little high, but it's not too high. I'll tell you this much, though. As many of these bubble screens as we've seen, I played that cornerback position, and one of these guys is going to get the kahunas to take a chance and go intercept that thing, or go make a play on it, cause a fumble.
Now Ben Swigert on 3rd and 7, under center.
Fade.
He's throwing the fade, and that ball is just high and a little bit outside. And Reeder turned late, but I don't know even if he cut earlier, Roddy would have had an opportunity to catch that football. But a pretty good, not more than that, a very good opening drive, an opportunity right here to get points.
But when you have Kelvin Ginyard, number 82, it's 6'4", at the top of your screen, all right? Against Touchstone, Jeremy, number 6, is only 5'9".
Yeah.
Why don't you go back to the well? I mean, there wasn't double coverage to the top of your screen. Why was Swagger looking at the bottom of your screen here?
28-yard field goal, Tim Macy. And that one is good. So Western Carolina comes out. They burn 4.5 to start this second half. And they take a 9-3 lead as the battle for the jug continues from Callaway. We welcome you back, 9-3. Sean Rouse are ready to kick off, and these Catamount fans, Catamount faithful, have been worked into a lather on this November evening. Their Catamounts come out of the second half, they get points, and now they'll put the ball back in the hands, it appears, to Devon Falks, who had a very quiet first half, and he'll take it on the hop at the 10-yard line. He's out to the 25, and he cuts it back to the 30. 33-yard line, where it appeared that there wasn't much there. He made something out of nothing.
He is committed, if anything else. I mean, when he gets the ball and he starts going upfield in the return game, he is looking to score, and he is totally committed to moving the chains. He's never thinking about getting hit or taking a shot. He's trying to put points on the board.
And the scoring drive for the Catamounts, 10 plays, 49 yards, and really coaches and all your coaches, Rod, talked about setting the tone in the second half, and for Western to come down and get points, they got to feel good about that.
That'll do it. Now you got to follow it up and get a defensive stop, otherwise it's all for naught.
Direct snap to Devon Falks in the first play of the second half, and very good pursuit down the line. Gain of about 1.5 yards. You go back to the first play of the football game, Rod. They throw the lateral to Falks, who tries to hit the big play in throwing the football, and they try to get the ball in the direct snap right there.
Now, yeah, they try to get the ball to 22 the best they can, the best football player in the field. But you look at number 45, Albert Reed, running down the line of scrimmage and making a play. Great job.
Jeff Collins, who played here, was a safety here. We just saw the defensive coordinator. He talked specifically to us. They have great pride in trying to deny Devon Falks not only of having a big day, but all the records that are within his reach this afternoon.
8 guys in coverage, 3 guys rushing the pass.
Williams down the middle of the field. He's got it to Bettis. A terrific catch by the tight end. And he is undercut at the 44-yard line. A terrific throw by Richie Williams, and equally a good catch. And Bettis took a very hard hit right there.
It shows you how much respect, though, they do have for Foles in the pass game. When he is 5 yards deep in the play, they will let the tight end run scot-free down the line of scrimmage just to try to deny Foles the ball.
They tried to set up that screen for Atwater. It looked like there might have been something there, and he overshot him. And right behind that, Jada Sullivan, he might have had his head down. If his head was up, that ball was nearby. The linebacker for Western Carolina, they allowed the pursuit up the field. Richie Williams continues to do what he's done a lot of this afternoon, Rod, and that is running that shotgun and going with the no huddle. They have just really, really stalled when they've gotten it across midfield repeatedly. He throws it inside. Terrific throw and catch. Hans Badishin, who was almost the recipient of the big play on the opening play of the game with the reception, and that'll move the chains. And I mentioned how they have gotten the ball into this area a lot today.
Richie Williams, who's been frantic at best today, when he's normally very comfortable out of the pocket, has held on the ball too long, taken some sacks, made some poor throws, did a great job on that last play of recognizing that they had a box and one on his best receiver, and he's open down the middle.
He had Devon Falks running the seam, and he was wide open. And Richie Williams overshot him. Just not enough air under that football.
Let's make it official. Reggie Williams is off today. We're talking about a finalist. We're talking about a finalist for the Peyton Award, the best football player in all 1AA. And Richie Williams is not playing well today.
Give credit to the defensive front of Western Carolina. He's been flushed a lot. He's been under duress a good bit, but he has not been consistent throwing the football. Williams again trying to set up the screen, and again he's under pressure. He's going to tuck it and run. He's down to the 30, down to the 29-yard line. And Shelton Gaffney on the tackle.
And now they're trying to huddle up to the line of scrimmage and get a play called, and you have Western Carolina a little confused, and there may be a defense that they don't want to be in.
And Williams is almost huddling under the center, and he takes a quick snap, and he's going to run. Actually, that's a little fumble-rooski right there. And Falks has got the football, and he shakes it inside the 25-yard line down to the 23. A little trickeration right there, Rod Smith.
Yeah, you got a little gadget play there. Caught Western Carolina a little bit off kilter there. Didn't quite have a chance to get their defense set. A great play call by Jerry Moore. Yeah, they just leave the ball right in the ground there. He'll catch it. Or does he hand it to him, or is he leave it on the ground?
right through his legs. So not quite fumble-rooski. We'll call it Jerry Rooski.
But you see,
Jerry Moore.
But you see how elusive Folks is in the open field. I mean, he makes about 3 guys miss there. Converts that to a first down when most guys would have been tackled for a loss of 4.
A quick hitter to Brandon Turner. And Appalachian State trying to answer the Western Carolina drive that opened this half, where they got points on the board with the field goal from Tim Macy. And Richie Williams continues in that hurry up.
It's second down and 5 from the Catamount 17-yard line.
After all the work that Western Carolina has done today to hang in this game.
Atwater on the reverse, and they get it again to Folks. And this is trouble. Folks down to the 5, and he's out of bounds at about the 3-yard line. They are getting the football to Devon Folks. They haven't been able to get it to him, Rod, in the past game, so he has received the football via the handoff a couple different ways, 3 already in this drive.
Well, Jerry Moore said it best talking to Shannon in halftime, that we've got to find a way to get the ball in the hands of the best football player on the field today, and they've made a concerted effort to get that done, and he has responded. Folks is going to play in the NFL, folks. He is an all-star. Absolutely, the best player on the field today.
And again, he's now at the top of the screen, what appears to be in man coverage against Francis Brown. Williams under center. He's going to hand it off to Alan Atwater, and nothing doing there. Western Carolina repeatedly this afternoon has stood tall when Appalachian State has gotten it down inside, deep into their territory. You know, they burned 3:14 on the clock, but for Appalachian State right now, it's a matter of getting it into the end zone.
And this is the team that is dead last, only averaging 26 minutes a game, time of possession, who's actually just about even with the Catamounts so far this game. So, I mean, they're doing a fantastic job of holding on to the ball in their own right.
Richie Williams he fakes the snap to Atwater. And handoff to Atwater again. Western Carolina, a great job defending the run right up the gut. And that'll bring up another big 3rd down for the Mountaineers. Richie Williams again he's going no huddle, but he's looking for the calls from the sideline. So it's almost a delayed no huddle. The play clock is getting down to about the 10 with every one of these plays.
Yep, they're trying to keep the defense from substituting by doing a slow no huddle. The last thing they want is Western Carolina to get the appropriate personnel on the field to stop this run game. Because for App State, they have big people in the game.
3rd and goal, and Atwater is going to throw it back to Williams, and he throws it up for grabs, and that ball is going to be picked off. You just simply, that ball was knocked down.
What a great play by Williams, the quarterback. Absolutely knocked the dog out of the secondary player going up for that pass. That was a big-time hit, a very heady play. Not normally by a quarterback to make that kind of hit.
The pass was incomplete. The player never established.
What a hit.
It hit the ground, 4th down.
Oh.
Well, you look at Alan Atwater and you wonder how in the world can you throw that ball back off your back foot 25 yards. And you mentioned the great play by Richie Williams, and now they have an opportunity to at least get points. And Julian Roush, we got a flag on the play, and that field goal was actually no good. There's a flag down, and Appalachian State is saying that this flag is on Western Carolina. We'll wait for the call.
I'll tell you what, on that attempted throwback, Mr. Williams, the quarterback from App State, hit the cornerback number 3 from Western Carolina.
Play, holding defense number 45. The penalty is half the distance. Replay 4th down.
Oh, wow. Brutal. Now, in these cases, you've got a defensive lineman or a perimeter defender trying to grab the jersey of one of the protectors and try to create a seam for another player to knife in and block the kick. But if you get your hands on the outside of the jersey or on the shoulder pads, they're going to call you every single time.
Julian Roush will get another chance. He's got second life. The young man made a 48-yarder, a career long in the first half. Eric Elsner will be the holder. on what amounts to a 19-yard field goal. And that one is perfect. What a series of events. Richie Williams, you mentioned the play he made. You didn't think the biggest play of the day would be a play made by the quarterback knocking down a pass. We'll come back, middle of the third quarter, Western Carolina and App State right after this. .554 to go, third quarter from E.J. Whitmire Stadium. And it's essentially what we thought it was going to be. 9-6, the Catamounts. Teams have traded field goals in this second half. Xavier Goddard, T. Alford are back, and it looks like it'll be Alford at the 3-yard line. He's going to take it right up the middle, and he's cut down at the 23-yard line. We go back and we look at this scoring drive for Appalachian State. They answered with points, but again, Rod, they've gotten down. They've gotten inside the red zone a lot today, and they have only come up with a couple of field goals. 13 plays, but after a while, you got to think it's got to get a little frustrating for this offense to not get in the end zone.
Absolutely. I mean, this is the team that's leading the conference and putting points on the board. I mean, they've put up 45, 55, and 52 points on teams this year, and they only have 6 more than halfway through the third quarter. They've got to be frustrated on offense, but they just keep grinding away, give them the ball at 22, and good things will happen.
Ben Swigert has been very efficient at quarterback all day. And he gets that ball out to Nicholas Wishart. And Wishart gets it up to the 28-yard line. You know, both quarterbacks, you mentioned Richie Williams is not. He's missed on some right here. A very good reception on that.
That's a great catch there. And then you're going to see a second great catch on this. There's another great catch. That ball right off the carpet, 6 inches. That makes the first defender miss. Mr. Touchdown in the corner, 32, can't wrap him up. That's a great catch there. It's a horrible snap. Quarterback throws it low. His timing's all ruined. But a great catch by your back.
Swigert, not gaudy numbers, but he is not had the bad turnover. Terrific play defensively right there by Appalachian State, led by Jarrell Carter. And that'll set up a big third down and what appears to be a passing down for Ben Swigert. Really a first real big play for him in this second half. And Appalachian looking for a 3-and-out.
I mean, Appalachian scored last. They have a little bit of momentum. They can get a 3-and-out here, get the ball back, start feeding to 22 again, get the lead. Let's see how Western Carolina plays when they're behind. App State needs to get this ball back here and put the pressure back on Western.
Swigert in the gun, and he's going down. He is going down on the 20-yard line. He actually looked like he was trying to hand that ball off to an offensive lineman.
Yeah, he's trying to get that ball handed off.
Well, it was a terrific job by Kevin McCalmont, who said, don't hand this ball to me, just go down. You watch the end of this play.
Yeah, just go down. Yeah, the tackle grabs him and says, don't do that. You're going to cost us another 15 yards of field position. Very, very dangerous.
Tim Macy,
return,
you're absolutely right. Tim Macy, it's 4th and 14 on the 17. Appalachian with an opportunity to get very good field position after this punt.
And it's returnable. Look out.
That's going to be interference. That's going to be Appalachian State's football. Clearly, T. Alford. Yeah, absolutely. T. Alford he looked like he was trying to catch the ball for Devon Folks. So that will be a penalty on T. Alford and Western.
Yeah, you've got to give the punt returner a little bit of space here. They're trying to reduce the halo, but that ball's uncatchable with Alford right there.
He was hugging him. He was hugging him when he was trying to field that punt.
Yeah, the ball hits him in the back of the helmet. Alford, the return, not the returner, but the gentleman coming down there trying to get that kick stopped. No real shocker, though, because this Western ball club leads the conference in penalties. I mean, they're accustomed to shooting themselves in the foot. It's one
On
of
the play, kick-catching interference by the kicking team, number 4. The penalty is 15 yards from the spot of the foul. Appalachian State ball, first down.
Well, that's a huge call after what was an outstanding punt. by Tim Macy, who was second in the Southern Conference coming into today with an average just over 40 yards a punt. We're going to take a break with 3:31 to go. It's 9-6 Catamounts over the Appalachian State Mountaineers.
After the 200 yardage, it'll be first and 10 for the Mountaineers from the Catamount 42-yard line.
Actually, we're going to play on. Appalachian State is going to take it first down, 47-yard line of the Catamounts. Richie Williams is going to step back. Got plenty of time on the play clock.
Looks like blitz. They're changing the call to line of scrimmage to try to take advantage of the blitz that's about to come right now.
Yeah, Ricky Rainey showed it. Alan Atwater, nothing doing on the right side, tries to cut it back, and he's cut down for what will amount to be about a half-yard gain. The run defense all day has been outstanding for Western Carolina.
Yeah, they've done a great job of keeping App State's run game in check. Not only that, they're making plays in the backfield, putting them in long yardage situations. They're not just stopping the run game. They're moving them back for negative yards, putting him in super big hole on second and a million yards. What do you call him?
He gets it out to Zach Johnson, who's going to have a first down. Just inside the 31-yard line, right at the 30-yard line. Again, Richie Williams in the no huddle.
It'll be first and 10 from the Catamount 30-yard line.
Devon Fawkes inside the slot, isolated on Ricky Rainey, the linebacker, and he's going to come in motion.
Just to see if it's man-to-man coverage.
Williams throws it to Alan Atwater out of the backfield, stays on his feet, still on his feet inside the 20, down to the 15, inside the 15. What a great second and third effort by Alan Atwater. And there are a couple of Catamounts that are laid out before we get to them. Let's check in with Shannon Spake on the sidelines.
Hey guys, if there's one person on this defense that knows how to hit, it's Conklin. Him and Lamar Barnes have a running joke to see how many of their own helmets and face masks they can actually destroy before they graduate. So far, they've gone through 8 helmets and 25 face masks.
Thank you, Shannon. James Conklin, the 5'11", 235-pound junior out of Atlanta. 8 helmets, Rod. Did you ever inflict enough punishment on anybody to even put a dent in a helmet? Or
No, I got my helmet day one at Notre Dame, and I still have it. It's in my office right now. I mean, you got a whole bunch of Catamounts just stretched out all over the field. Everybody's grabbing here. No one's getting their pads out in front and dropping their hips and delivering a blow. You try to grab a strong running back, you're going to get hurt. You're going to blow out a hamstring, you're going to blow out a shoulder. You got to grab these guys with both hands around their waist and put a lick on them.
And that's an attitude play, and you saw Richie Williams.
Certainly is.
Saw Richie Williams, who was really pumped up. That's Dwayne Johnson, you see, going off the field, one of the seniors who actually started today. Young man who's not a normal starter. And a very nice thing on the part of Kent Briggs. You see this a lot in college basketball. But he started really the majority of his seniors, whether they were starters or not today, on their first play. And Dwayne Johnson, we'll try to get a report on him. He's got over there on his own 2 feet. You see the numbers for Richie Williams, efficient numbers, but not gaudy in terms of the yardage. And this is a team that coming in had 16 plays this year, Rod, of 40 yards or more. Very few big plays from this offense today.
But he hasn't turned it over. And that's been their Achilles heel all year long, turnovers and penalties. If he doesn't turn it over and they don't get penalties on offense, they're going to be tough to beat.
And a terrific catch made by Victor Chavis. And once again, Appalachian State has got the ball first and goal inside the 10. And can they finally get into the end zone as we wind down on this third quarter? We're inside 2 minutes.
And after that last play, one of those deals that you may not be noticing is a couple offensive linemen for App State behind that play knocked down defensive lineman and the linebacker for Western Carolina. You're starting to see the physical battle. That needle's starting to turn toward App State. They're starting to get a little nastier, a little meaner, starting to press the issue in a physical manner.
Richie Williams, who was flushed out of the pocket.
There's no foul for intentional grounding. The quarterback was out of the tackle box. Third down.
He threw that football, and I think it landed on the basketball court in the activity center behind the end zone. But that was the right thing to do, unlike Alan Atwater, who threw that football on the halfback option pass on the last possession.
Sure. And put it up for grabs and almost got it picked off. His quarterback had to make a great play to knock it out of Bruce Lee's hands. Otherwise, that's 3 points off the board.
Western has been unbelievably stingy in this part of the field all afternoon. Can they do it again?
Quarterback sneak.
He's going to sneak it on third down. It looks like he's got that first down, which will give them 4 downs inside the 4-yard line.
I never understood why, if you're a defensive lineman and it's 4th and a yard, and they show you a formation and quarterback sneak it for a first down, the next time you're in the exact same situation and they're in their exact same formation, why wouldn't you hunker down to get in there and do whatever you could to stop it? I mean, why would you line up with 2-yard splits when you know what the play is going to be? I mean, anticipate, take a chance, and get a stop there.
Appalachian State's going to bring in an extra fullback, Clint Manuel. Will line up outside of Bettis, the tight end, on the left side. And they're going to run that football to Alan Atwater, and he is cut back behind the line of scrimmage. Another outstanding play made. James Conklin, the man that Shannon just talked about, the helmet breaker, the face mask buster, with a terrific play stringing out this run.
At 5'11", 235 pounds, former basketball star, which tells you that he has good feet, great explosiveness to jump in the backfield there and make that play. I'm still a bit confused by App State's play calling down here. Why put the ball in the perimeter run when you're doing a great job of taking it right to the middle of the defense?
You got a chance to see what App has done this year. Just under 34 points per game, but they have yet to get in the end zone, and we're inside 30 seconds in the third quarter. And Williams, he's in. They get in. Richie Williams. And that touchdown will put the Mountaineers on top with 28.3 seconds left in this third quarter. He hasn't been great throwing the football, but boy, for a guy who has had to run around a lot, a terrific play made by Richie Williams, and that is after the great play made knocking down that ball on the last possession. Julian Roush for the extra point. And that's a big one because it makes it a 4-point lead. And I think we're going to have roughing the kicker right there, which will be assessed on the kickoff. So we'll come back 13-9 with 28 seconds left in this third quarter from Cullowhee. We'll come back on CSET next. Williams, a quarterback who has not had gaudy numbers today, but he finally got the Mountaineers into the end zone on that drive that ends with the touchdown on the keeper, 13-9, 8 plays, 42 yards. And after the point after by Julian Roush, there was a 15-yard penalty on Bruce Lee, which now will allow Julian Roush to kick this ball, you would think, Rod, right out of the end zone. But certainly the extra point that was converted by Julian Roush is huge because that changes this game. And you go all the way back to the missed extra point by Tim Macy on that first touchdown by Western Carolina. This would be a field goal game. Instead, we got a deficit of 4 points as Roush is ready to kick it off from midfield.
Is there a little trickery, or you just kick it out of the back of the end zone? Nah, they go with the pooch.
And that pooch
Good tackle.
doesn't work too well. You're absolutely right. An excellent tackle by Brandon Turner. And the guy who you actually said some demeaning things about, Scooter Dalton.
I didn't mean it.
Well,
I didn't mean it.
you called him.
Well, listen.
What did you call him again?
I said the last thing you want to see when you've got.
Look at him. He's svelte.
When you've got 4.3 speed behind you, some guy, some fullback carrying the pill in front of you.
You called that man fat.
I didn't mean it. Turn around and pitch the ball behind you and give it to the guy with some speed.
We apologize to the entire Dalton family.
Swagger with a nice controlled pass there.
Yeah, Michael Reeder, who has not done much this afternoon. I mentioned he is a senior, but it appears, according to the folks from Western Carolina, he will come back and play another year.
He should. He's one of the best receivers in the conference. They just had problems at the quarterback position. Guys been injured all year long. If Reeder can play all year long with a quarterback like Williams, he's going to put up gaudy numbers just like Fultz does.
Well, you mentioned the quarterbacks coming into today. Only 11 touchdowns combined by this three-headed quarterback situation and 17 touchdowns. Reeder running down the seam, and that ball was overshot by Ben Swigert. And this really brings up what is a big third down. Right now you got the crowd that has been taken out of this football game, and you'd be in a position of having to punt it again to Devon Fulks.
That last play was a case in point. Where Swigert had a solid day. He's not thrown an interception. He's completed most of the throws, but on that particular ball, when you've got your wide receiver, Reeder, running right down the slot, wide open, you got to get the ball to number 15, get it in his hands, let him go score. He catches that ball, he scores.
And Reeder in motion to the top of your screen. Swigert is back. He has time to throw in a very good throw and catch, but that might be a yard short or a half a yard short.
Oh, as a senior, you've got to know better than that. You got to get your entire body past the marker and then work back to the football. Don't mind the short of the marker and think that you're going to catch it and be able to get past the marker.
Yeah, for Kent Briggs, you know that deep down, probably in the recesses of his mind, maybe he thinks about going for just a solitary moment, but he realizes there's a lot of time left. You go ahead and kick and play defense, and that's what they'll do in Appalachian State defense. Credit to them. They've done an outstanding job, and they get to the 23-yard line. Jeremy Wiggins was awfully close right there. We mentioned, as we wind down for Appalachian State, this is the final game of their season. Elon today, they win at home against the Citadel, who will host Western next weekend in Charleston. Furman, big win for them on the road, puts Wofford's playoff chances in a little bit more tenuous position, but they have a game left at VMI. Georgia Southern, they're going, and again, very impressive.
If Wofford beats VMI, they'll go. If they beat VMI. 8 wins is the magic number.
I think you're probably right. This should be the final play of this quarter, barring a penalty. Alan Atwater, your lone back. Fulks in motion to the bottom of your screen. And there's a flag down, and Bruce Lee came in and leveled Richie Williams, but I don't think that Bruce Lee heard the whistle.
Yeah, that's just good aggressive play. He never heard that.
You saw Felipe Foster going up to Richie Williams and patting him on the butt. They did not hear the whistle blow, or the whistle blow before that play was run.
Prior to the snap, false start. Offense number 75. 5-yard penalty, still first down. Please reset the game clock to 2.7. Please reset the game clock to 2.7.
I'm just asking, in this situation, do you have to reset the game clock, or can you just say one play?
Well, no, you can't say one play, because as I pointed out, barring a penalty, this would be the last play, but again, if there's a penalty on this, it won't be.
Well, then you know that, and you know that going in. There's one play left on the clock.
The continuing education of Rod Smith continues.
Just give them one play. If they jump off sides again,
Please
give one more.
reset the game clock to 2.7. Thank you.
Well, there's a little bit of desperation.
Whoa, what's going on down there?
A little bit of desperation in the voice of Riley Johnson Jr., our referee today.
Junior's
pleading with the game clock operator.
Junior's a little fired up, isn't he? Blitz.
Richie Williams, he fakes that pitch, and he's got Folks, and he's in the middle of the field, and he's at the 40. And that will be the final play of this quarter. 1 quarter left for the old Mountain Jug. 13-9. The Mountaineers take the lead in that 4th quarter. And Richie Williams, you can see it's getting rough and tumble in Cullowhee.
Timeout.
We got 15 minutes left to determine who's going to take that Mountain Jug. Will it stay here in Cullowhee, or is it going back to Boone? On first down from the 40-yard line, Richie Williams, where he has been most of the afternoon in the shotgun formation on first down, takes the handoff to Atwater, and he fires it. And folks, that is his 5th reception of the season. He gets it just past the 50. And Devon Folks, Rod, Devon Folks, when he catches the football, he's not just like any receiver.
Oh, no. His transition from catch to run is seamless. It reminds me of Jerry Rice. We go back to the last play of the quarter. He catches this ball, and right now he turns up the field. You see how quick his transition is from the ball touching his hands to him moving forward for additional yardage. And like I said, it's almost Jerry Rice's. When the ball hits his hand, the instant it does, he's looking at gaining more yardage. There's no catch and gather. It's catch and run.
You know, one of the big records that he is trying to attain today, 151 yards, would surpass Eddie Conti of Delaware for receiving yards in a season at 712. And before that reception, he had 43 on 4 receptions. He's already surpassed the all-purpose yardage record.
You mean 1,700? You mean 1,700 yards?
1712 is the record, all-time D1.
Jeez. That's incredible when you think about these guys play, 10, 11 games, and wow.
He was also, coming into the game, he needed 13 receptions to tie the all-time receptions for a career, which would have been 209. That's the Southern Conference record. He came in today with 196.
Oh.
And he's got a quarter, and I think in his mind, Devon Folks, he wants the Jug. Obviously, he wants to win this football game. But the coaches made it very clear this week that they wanted to get him this record.
I mean, he has just been mega productive.
Williams again, and he's going to dump it to Alan Atwater, and Atwater is inside the 35, and he's down to about the 33-yard line. Let's go back down to the sidelines and check in with Shannon.
All right, Gary, just in case you're worried about how cold I am down here, I found someone to keep me warm. This is Yosef, and if he could tell you, he would tell you that he's been the mascot here at App State since 1948. Yeah, and Yosef is mountain talk for yourself. And Gary, I'm not the only one that's cold. Take a look at the stands. People have their blankets. They are bundled up. They're excited about the game, but they are cold.
Whoa.
She's cold. She's got a lay on, and she's wearing a mini skirt.
Except for her.
Hey,
Except for her.
They're wearing skirts. This is the family show,
She
Shannon.
has a blanket around her ankles.
Reset the game
She's
clock
cold.
to 13:46.
By the way, Shannon, who is a broadcast
Reset to
professional,
13:46.
I don't know if she knew before that interview that mascots can't speak.
Yeah.
But that might have been the best interview she's ever done.
Oh, poor Shannon down there with the gloves on, hanging out the mask.
Well, she just went gloves a little early.
It's a dirty job, but somebody's got to do it.
All right, it is 1st and 10 on the 33-yard line, and for Western, a touchdown would put them in a 2-possession situation.
Got it.
Folks, and Devon Folks, the easiest catch he has had on him all day, hit him between the twos. Hit him between the deuce right there, Rod Smith.
A great player has got to make this grab. I mean, that's a touchdown. a great ball by Williams. I mean, seeing he had his best receiver up the vertical, at cover 3, you have a safety in the middle of the field, you have a corner outside the numbers. There's a little lane in there between the top of the numbers and about 3 yards off the hash where you can hit that skinny post, and he had him wide open.
Falk's in motion to the bottom of the screen. Williams again, he's going into the seam, and he throws it to Daniel Bettis and overshot him. And that football almost got picked off.
You can feel Appalachian State getting more and more aggressive. You see Richie Williams' numbers, 22 for 32. He's been lights out in the second half. You can see them getting more aggressive in their play calling. You can see them getting more aggressive, being more physical. You got a little short arm action instead of letting that ball right out, and you overthrew it a little bit. That's poor technique by Richie, but he's been on fire in the second half.
Big third down for the Catamounts at the 33-yard line. This would probably force, with no yardage gain, a punt situation. And Williams throws it out to the flat, and Falks again, a catchable ball on the sidelines. The ball was low, right below his waist, but that ball was catchable.
I mean, Williams is a finalist for the Payton Award, but he's got his man open on the outcut, and he's got a man in his face, and that's what causes them to kind of slide on the ball and doesn't get the thing completed. Number 45, Albert Reed, got pressure in his face and caused the inaccuracy of that throw.
And this would be a 50-yard field goal attempt for Julian Roush, who made a 48-yarder in the first half.
Or punt.
Instead, they will go punt and play defense. And Roush, again, that's the second time today he has fumbled the long snap, but an outstanding job by the Appalachian State coverage team fielding that ball. Western Carolina 98 yards away from taking a lead and getting closer to getting that jug back. We'll be back right after this. We welcome you back. This is what they do once a year. They fight for 3 hours, and on first down, then Swigert gets it out. Short gain, but gets it outside of the 5-yard line. The ball to Xavier Goddard. I mentioned they're 98 yards away from retaking the lead in this football game.
It's time for Western Carolina to make a statement. You see the fans getting raucous, trying to get into this thing. They've played well all game long. Actually outplayed App State the majority of the football game, but they find themselves down by 4 with 12:48 to go in the game, and somebody's got to make a play if they're going to win the football game today. This is about willpower. This is about want to at this stage of the game.
Darius Fudge on the quick hitter, and Darius Fudge has got room to run. He's at the 50. He's at the 42-yard line. He's knocked out of bounds. Darius Fudge, who's had a huge afternoon with limited carries, and that'll take him well over 100 yards on the afternoon.
Just a straight, direct run play, coming right down the throat of your defense. Gets through, makes the cutback, and he is off to the races. What phenomenal speed. I mean, we've got guys chasing him, cornerbacks and safeties that are not making up any ground. Fortunately for App State, a couple cats had angles and were able to close the gap, but otherwise he takes that ball to the house.
For the Catamounts, that Fudge was sweet.
That's pretty good stuff, man. You write your own stuff? That Fudge is sweet. Get out of here.
I mean, his last name is Fudge.
I got it.
Swigert on first down, almost a phenomenal catch by Eddie Cohen with one hand. That ball was thrown behind him. I was going to mention, you know, Appalachian State, we've known how good statistically that Western Carolina's, and you look at his day, 9 for 134 yards.
Feed him.
Terrific afternoon. Appalachian State's defense has given up the yardage to Darius Fudge.
He better catch his wind and get back in here if they won't have a chance to score.
Swigert on second down. He's got time to throw it, and he's got it. He's got it complete to Ginyard, who's dragging Mountaineer defenders, and he's inside the 25 down to the 23-yard line. The young man who caught the touchdown in the first half, Calvin Ginyard, 6'4", cuts it back outside in second effort.
Well, when you look at App State's corners, Touchstone and Hosea, I mean, both these guys are 5'9", 160-pound guys. You know, you get the ball to Ginyard on the sideline, on the perimeter, he's going to drag these guys. Outstanding second effort.
Yeah, the sophomore, 6'4", 180 pounds. Kent Briggs, Todd Yorn have got some guys to work with in the future. Nicholas Wishart, he cuts it back. That's a first down, and he's inside the 10. Phenomenal effort on back-to-back plays, dragging Appalachian State defenders. Nicholas Wishart, who is spelling Darius Fudge.
All of 5'9", 195 pounds, the sophomore sets a great run here. Good balance, using his hands, breaking tackles. Again, App State defenders grabbing instead of tackling. There's a huge difference between putting your pads on somebody and putting your face in somebody's chest and trying to grab their jersey and drag them down.
Wishart stays in the I formation, Bush the up back, and they're going to run the fake reverse, and that ball went to Wishart, and nothing doing on that. They had Reeder coming over on the fake reverse.
Why do you run a fake reverse down here in the red zone? You've run 3 direct run plays, which have given you about 70 yards of offense. Why do you start trying to fool them now? I mean, take the ball right to App State's chest, direct run plays, make the smallest defensive line from App State defend you. Don't give them a chance to make a play by you trying some razzle-dazzle with the ball on the perimeter.
Their biggest plays have come between the tackles today.
Take it to them.
Then Swigert throws the screen. It's Ginyard again. That ball looked like it got on the ground. App State is saying they have it, but the line judge ran right back in and said no, they retained possession. So a big third down coming. And Rod will take another look at this Ginyard reception.
Yeah, the bubble screen, we've seen it all day long. And that ball's out, but he just gets it back there. Bounces right to him. Lucky bounce. Lucky bounce. That ball squiggles sideways, and App State's moving in the other direction with it.
Catamounts go 3 wide. They bring Cohen in motion.
Man-to-man coverage all across the board.
And he rolls it back. He's got Eddie Cohen wide open. Touchdown, Western Carolina. And they've regained the lead. They go 98 yards. And Ben Swigert he showed a little swagger. He just looked right at the Appalachian State bench. And that flag is on Appalachian State, so they'll pick it up. And Rod, if you're Kent Briggs, it's 15-13. You kick the extra point, you know you've got a 3-point lead, and you guarantee yourself of a field goal only tying you.
On the defense, removal of the helmet. That penalty will be enforced on the succeeding kickoff.
I assume you kick the extra point?
Absolutely, no doubt about it.
Field goal beats you.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Take a look at Jerry Moore, who has been in a lot of these battles. He's only lost 1.
But his wins have come by a very small margin.
And Tim Macy for the extra point. He missed one earlier, and that one's good. And this Catamount crowd is jacked up. 16-13 with 9:52 to go. The Catamounts lead the Mountaineers. Southern Conference football continues on CSET right after this. We welcome you back, 16-13. The Catamounts go 98 yards to retake the lead, and it's been a long time since, whether they sip from that jug or not, since they've kissed it. 1998, Rod, and that was the day for Brad Hoover, 49 carries, 195 yards, and this Catamount crowd, with 9:52 to go, is believing that they can regain this thing.
You know, and that was the game that really earmarked Brad Hoover's college experience and got him drafted. And then once he got to the Carolina Panthers, the rest is history. Now he's $1 million a year player that's been an integral part of their run offense for the last couple of years.
And they will kick off from midfield by virtue of a personal foul penalty on the touchdown. So for Sean Rouser, he has an opportunity not even to have to kick this ball to Devon Falks, who will field this 5 yards deep in the end zone, and he will take a knee. And Rod, as we look at this last drive, 98 yards.
Well, you have direct run plays here, and you've got fudge, sweet as fudge, as you like to say, right? Through the middle around the perimeter. I've been wondering when they were going to get to this direct run game because it's allowed them so much success. And then now we've got Nicholas Swart coming in the game, making plays, breaking tackles, and finally to cap off the drive. Swarga with the throwback versus man-to-man coverage. Finds receiver in the right corner of the end zone, and they're up by 3.
8 plays, 98 yards, and 329, and give credit to Ben Swigert for, he slipped a little bit and regained his footing. And that 98-yard scoring drive is the longest of the year for this offense, who's seen 3 quarterbacks in the 9 games that they have played. But Ben Swigert has gone the whole way today and done a very efficient job. Now Richie Williams back for App State, throws it outside for a short gain, a gain of about 5 to Victor Chavis.
You make no mistake about it, at this point in the game, as big a rivals as these two teams are, this is about want to. You're going to see one of these teams crack in the next 9 minutes and virtually quit, kind of give up. I mean, someone's going to say it's too hard, it's too late in the game, I'm too tired, and it's going to be interesting to see which team it is. Western Carolina has got to step up on defense and get a stop.
And Western right now only going with 3 down linemen, 5 wide for the Mountaineers. Richie Williams eludes the rush, and he's rolling, he's going to run it, and he's going to get a first down. He steps out of bounds at the 31-yard line. That'll stop the clock with 9:30 left in this football game.
And Western Carolina is going to have to do a great job of finishing this game off and being diligent about their assignments and being aggressive and being intelligent the way they play this thing. App State's beat them 18 and 19 times. Do you think there's ever going to be any doubt on their sidelines that they can come back and win the game? No. Western Carolina's going to have to go out and finish this game. Man coverage.
They'll give the Mountaineers the 32. Fakes the handoff to Atwater. He's got all day, and Williams is going to get, he's going to tuck it and run it. He's at the 35, eludes 1 tackler and gets to the 36-yard line. Ricky Rainey was shook up earlier in the day, tripped him up. Otherwise, it appeared that Richie Williams had room to run.
Devon Falks beat double coverage on that thing right down the right sideline and was wide open. Now Williams, of course, is under duress, and it's difficult to look down the field and deliver the football when you have a rusher in your face. But wow, that's another 6 points that they missed there.
Falks will come in motion to the bottom of the screen. And that ball is dumped off to Alan Atwater, and he is hit from behind. Fortunate to keep possession of the football. He's at the 38-yard line. That'll bring up a 3rd down, 3rd and 4. And if you look at, you mentioned Falks, he is garnering a lot of attention.
Oh yeah, now they're starting to take their best corner, Justin Hosea, and just shadow everywhere he goes. Now watch at the end of this play, they're going to give him a little shot there. Bam! Try to knock him down, try to get in his head a little bit, punch him around, because obviously the key to this offense is Falks. As he goes, this offense goes. I wouldn't be surprised to see him in motion here across the formation.
Richie Williams back. He goes over the middle. He's got a first down, and he's inside Catamount territory. Hans Badishin on the reception. Very good catch in traffic by Badishin.
Now here's what you try to do. If they're going to double team your best receiver, you run him underneath the formation. See Foles underneath the formation, clear it out, and then throw it to the second level. Same defense again. It's a box and one basically. Zone all around with a man playing football by himself.
And he's going to throw the screen, and Atwater loses the first tackler, and he is loose. He's at the 30, 25, 20, 15, and out of bounds. A huge play by Alan Atwater. It appeared that he eluded Lamar Beam.
What a great call by Jerry Moore. They're going to double team your best player. So what do? Bring him in motion all the way to the left side of the field and then throw the ball to the right. You see Western Carolina is already -1 defender because they're using an extra man to stop Foles, but the Foles is 25 yards away from the formation. That's a very, very smart call.
That was actually Jada Sullivan who missed that tackle for the Catamounts, and a huge play as the Mountaineers try to answer after the 98-yard drive by the Catamounts to take the lead. And Richie Williams doesn't like what he sees. He's going to call a timeout with 7:33 to go. 16-13, the Catamounts lead as we come down the stretch. The battle for the jug continues.
To look at the regular season home schedules in the coming week.
We welcome you back after the Mountaineer timeout. That'll leave them with 2 on the game. The Catamounts had their full complement on 1st and 10 from the 15-yard line. And Williams will check with the sidelines. Plenty of time on the play clock, which is right now at 10. And he'll run the option, he'll cut it back, and he's got room to go. He's at the 5. He is unloaded upon.
Wow!
O.J. Owens just met Richie Williams at the 5. And he went no further than the 5-yard line.
O.J. Owens comes up in the open field and knocks his teeth out. What an aggressive play by the safety in the open field. Now that's how you tackle. Forget grabbing guys' jerseys. Get your hips down and put a lick on a guy.
They're going to mark it just outside of the 5, so that'll be a 2nd down, and Richie Williams will keep it. And that should be good to give them a 1st and goal from just inside the 5-yard line as the clock will stop with this 1st down conversion.
Well, App State has to be completely committed to scoring points, to scoring a touchdown right here, because their field goal kicker.
And he's got Atwater, who is spun down, and he'll be just inside the 1-yard line.
James Coughlin with the stop there. What a great tackle again there. One-on-one with the guy, 9 feet from scoring a touchdown on you, taking the lead. He makes an outstanding open field tackle. Bang. I've got some aggressiveness going. We got some guys getting hit out there now. Quarterback sneak here.
Richie Williams on the sneak, no signal yet.
No,
And they're going to mark him down, and they'll have a third down. Inches away from the goal line. They've run that quarterback sneak 5 or 6 times today, whether it be to convert on a third and short or near the goal line.
Have you noticed the last 3 plays have been quarterback sneak, but Richie Williams hasn't pushed it in there with the same zeal as he was earlier in the game. Ever since O.J. Owens laid into him, he hasn't been quite as aggressive with these sneaks. Got to be sneak again.
You run it again?
Yeah, absolutely.
And he will run it again, and he's in. And the Mountaineers answer. And there is a flag down. O.J. Owens is saying it's against the Mountaineers. And it appears that this touchdown will stand.
Offsides, defense, penalty is declined. Results of the play, touchdown.
Richie Williams' second rushing touchdown of the afternoon. And after a 98-yard drive by the Catamounts, the Mountaineers go 80 yards in 10 plays, capped off by the 1-yard keeper by Richie Williams. And this is big, this conversion, to make it more than a field goal game. And Julian Roush has got it. 5:17 to go. The Mountaineers have retaken the lead, 20-16. You're watching Southern Conference football on CSET.